This is brand new asphalt all the way across, and these are the seams that they have left. When they rolled this, they came through with the big roller one time, and then it came through real fast, and I mean fast, with the little roller and stuff. But this is all they've done to it, and this is what they call quality work. This was M.R. Tanner out of, I believe, Gilbert. This is the underlayer of what they're putting the asphalt on, and this is, like I said, this is what our rent increase was all about, to make our roads better. But this is not a job that's going to last in any way, shape, or form. They've done nothing to level the dirt or anything else. The AB, what's left of it underneath, is in horrible shape. Trucks sink in it. And they're not doing anything else to make the underlayer any better than what it is. What you see here is how they're paving over top of it. Nothing else. This area right here was another sinkhole when they originally were here 2 months ago. That all they did was they just put truckloads of asphalt on top, ran it over with the roller, and called it good. There is many sections in this place that has this type of a repair done, and this is how they are leaving it till they put the final layer on. Now, I'm making this documentation so that if anybody who sees it does not go through M.R. Tanner again or uses their company for doing asphalt paving. This is, like I say, this is the underlayer that they're paving over top of, which is all broke up, as you can see. This is another area where it was a sinkhole that they just put some dirt in, threw some asphalt on top, and called it good. And this is when they ground it down. They've left ridges like this in places along the edge. Now when they put new asphalt down, there will be no real layer of asphalt on top. And this is actually some of the better looking of the old pavement that's there. In LongHaven Estates, I have saying, raised our rent to do this job. They've been raising our rent every year $30, and they claimed it was so they could pave these roads. And this is the kind of pavement job that they're having done. As I myself, I used to work for a company called Rycor doing asphalt paving, and this kind of job would not be considered satisfactory in any way, shape, or form. This is another area that they patched 2 months ago so that they could put this new layer down. Now here's another prime example of where, it's hard to tell, I guess, on the video, but there's actually a rise right there of the old speed bump that you're just going to pave over top of. You can see the different height levels here, what the difference will be when they come through and lay down asphalt. Right here where I'm standing is a drop off of about 3 inches, maybe 4. As you can see here, there's many holes all along the street that they are not bothering to do anything about fixing them or improving it for the final layer of asphalt. And a few of us residents here, we have a running bet that this is not even going to last 2 months. Be lucky if it makes it through the summer when it's 120 degrees out. And the different big trucks that come here drive over this. Chances are, as soon as it gets hot, if not sooner, this is all going to break up. This is another area where they did the same thing, dumped truckloads of asphalt into big holes where their trucks were sinking in. And these trucks were sinking not due to the rain or any kind of weather. This was done because of how bad these roads are and how bad the AB is underneath. And this is another one of these intersections where we have big potholes where trucks were sinking in, and all they're doing is just dumping asphalt into it, running it over with the roller and calling it good, and then putting the final layer down. My experience in working with asphalt and stuff, this has got to be one of the worst jobs I've ever seen them do, anybody do. And see, like right here, this is the kind of stuff they're just going to leave. This is another place where they tried to patch, along with over here on this side of the street. And once again, you can kind of see here where the trucks were sinking into what used to be the old AB. It looks mostly dirt now, but this is the kind of stuff they were having problems with 2 months ago or so when they first started this project. And their remedy was to take and put asphalt down in the holes and call it good, and then put the final layer of asphalt on, which, as my experience has taught me, is not a very good way to fix a road. We have a lot of big trucks, including fire trucks. This is a senior community, so we have a lot of fire trucks that come through here. Not to mention UPS and FedEx trucks and other things, including some trucks that bring in mobile homes. I should say more or less take them out of here, because most of the houses here are so bad anyway that they just remove them. But like I say, we have a lot of big trucks come through here, and this is kind of a job. Like I said, we'll be lucky if it makes it through the summer. And as you can see, all the cracks and stuff, this is how our roads were before. This is another one of the big holes that they're just going to go over top of, probably. And where they have put down the new asphalt, there's big dips and stuff where the water's not draining anymore. And they're calling this good. It's good enough to put asphalt on. And you can see from the last time when they ground this down how long it's been. That's a weed that's growing up in here now. But here's a good idea. See how bad this road is right here. It's down the street from my place. This is how our streets looked before they paved, before they came in here and actually ground this stuff down and decided to redo this. and we've had a problem even since they quit working for 2 months, that this stuff's been breaking up. All these cracks and grooves and stuff have just been disintegrating from just cars driving on it and trucks. I can't imagine how it's going to be once they put asphalt onto it and you actually get some trucks driving over it. I'm making this video. Hopefully somebody will see this and not use MR10 or just in case somebody is thinking about moving to LongHaven. This is the kind of work that the office allow us to have happen. LongHaven has been recently bought by a company called Treehouse, and like I say, Treehouse and LongHaven Estates here are all approving this kind of work to be done. And they know just as well probably as anybody else that this is not the kind of a job that should be done, nor is this going to work. This is another patch they did. And this from the heat coming off, it was done today. So again, there was a big dip there. Wherever the old speed bumps were, there was huge dips that we had to drive our cars through for 2 months, which was really, really bad. Most of the people who live here now have got front end problems because of driving on these roads and these big dips. And you can see here too now where we had some rain today and the water's been collecting over here in these big dips, which they're just paving over top of and not bothering to do anything to correct the problem. This is another one here so you can see how bad this road was broke up. And just so you can tell here now, they're going to put pavement on here now. There's no AB, or if there is, it's very, very little. And this is our one laundry room area. And this is all parking spot for that. And all they're going to do is just put asphalt down on top of it. No AB, no nothing. Just leave it the way it is and put it down. This is another corner where they're having the same issues. I've got the rest of the corners in this place. It's like I said, once they ground this stuff down a couple of months ago, they were having issues with their trucks when they first started putting pavement down, of these trucks sinking into these areas. This is fresh asphalt here. This one here was actually both sides done today. On my street, they did one half of it and then waited till now, till 2 months later, to do it. But you can see there's a big seam all the way around, and that is not any any kind of a good job to have been done. I mean, this is just ridiculous what how they paved this stuff. You can see roller marks. You can see the seams. This is just so bad. It's just really, really unbelievable. And I can't even see how a company would even allow this kind of a job to be done anywhere. Horrible. It's horrible. This is some more of the old stuff. I'm working my way down here to our back gate. I wanted to show you this on this video too. When they did this, when they ground this all up 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, whatever it was, one of the things they had done when they ground was they took out and cut up the wires for our back gate. And the back gate has now been open since then for the past 2.5 months, which has led to some really interesting things going on here in the park, because we've got gangbangers, we've got druggies, you name it, homeless people wandering through the park here all the time. And this is supposed to be a gated community. Secure? No, it's never been a secure community, but it does have 2 gates front and back. There's another hole, which you can see where they were having issues from the last time. And this is the back gate entrance. And this is the back gate that, like I said, has been open for 2.5 months, 2 months, somewhere in there. There's even flowers growing over here from the last time I ground this down. That just tells you how long it's been since they did this. Now, yeah, you can still see the wires here from where they ripped it up, because they come through and ground this down. This is all the old wiring that they just ripped up, and then they just left the gates open for 2.5 months or so. And this is what they call an acceptable job. In our office, Christine is our manager, has no care, no concern whether or not there's druggies walking through this place, or homeless people, or gangbangers. And you come up to her and complain about this, and she just tells you there's nothing they can do. And like I say, this is the kind of community we live in, where managers just don't care. And it's very evident when they allow a job like this to be done. You would think that they would at least, you know, show some pride in this place, but they don't. And they've raised our rent every year $30, supposedly to improve things in this park. And the only thing that they've improved was Christine's office. They might make the streets look better for now, but the chances of it lasting more in a couple of months through the summer here when it's 120 degrees would really be questionable. I don't foresee it lasting through the summer. And this is, like I say, this is more of the stuff that they're just going to pave over top of. And like I say, this is most of the park is like this. It's unbelievable the kind of a job they're performing here. And hopefully somebody will see this and you know, definitely not use MR Tanner for a paving company, and really think twice about moving into LongHaven maybe. I mean, the people here who live here are nice. Residents are really great people. I mean, nothing wrong with the residents. It's the management that is the issue here. And as you can see here, this is the kind of work they allow. This, I'm trying to see here, I think this is, can't tell if this is a recent one. This might be a recent. No, this may be an older street done. Once again, you can see there's places where water's pooling up, roller marks. You know, way over on the top of the sidewalk, too high in places on the sidewalk. The water can't drain. And one of the issues we had before with this place was, with these roads, was the fact that all of this, where these roads were and stuff, were so bad that people with disabilities could not get around with their mobility scooters because of problems. It's like with the asphalt being higher than the sidewalk, and they're paving it the same way as it was pretty much before. This was another big hole they just patched in today with more asphalt, and this was a really deep hole too. This has been closed off with cones for a while, because if you drove in here you'd probably lose your car, and that was no joke. And you can see, once again, they just dumped some asphalt on top of it, rolled over it, and called it good. Here's a little bit of a sinkhole here that kind of shows where how big some of these holes were. I just thought, like I said, it might be a good idea to see if we can get a video out. Maybe somebody will see this and not use this company, or for that matter, even move into this place. We do pay the most rent in the valley for trailer parks. For a single wide, you'll pay over $600 a month, and don't really get much for it. They expect you to pay for everything. If your driveway has issues, like most driveways, like here's one of the driveways, most of the driveways are in pretty bad shape. They expect you to pay over $1,000 to fix it, even though it's their property. This driveway is not too bad, but there's the ones that's a lot worse than that. And like I said, if you buy a house here, buy a trailer house, you will have to pay to have that driveway done if you or something, because they say it's your responsibility, when in reality it isn't. It's, like I say, this is really sad stuff to see here. And in case you're wondering, why people are staying here like this, well, they're actually not. There's quite a few homes that have been going up for sale here in the past couple of months. And chances are there's going to be quite a few more before the year's out, too. There's some more weeds that have been growing up since they tore this all down. You can see there's no AB, just dirt. This road isn't too bad. Some of these streets weren't too bad originally. They were bad, but some of the streets, like my street on E, and the one I was just on A Street over there, was really, really bad. Yeah, it was just crazy. Every time it would rain, it would just get bigger holes in it. More asphalt would fall out. You see here, this is more the same. Now here it wasn't quite so bad when it found it down. It didn't sink so much in the corners as they did at some of the places. So you can see some of the potholes. And these are some of the big cracks that were in the street too, and all these streets that they're just paving over top of. And which really allows for the underlayer here, this old asphalt, to move around when they put new stuff on it down. And you see here, some of these cracks are huge. Another big, huge one here. This street here has lots of big, deep cracks in it, whereas the other streets mainly had just everything was just broken up. Here's some more where the dirt, which is when they took up the old stuff, it was just dirt. And like I was saying, this is how this whole park's been. I mean, the last time they came in here and we're going to supposedly do paving, they only did by the front entranceway and to the office, where people coming into this place would see it, but unless they actually went farther than the office, they would not see some of this stuff. Now here's one of the driveways that's really bad. And some people, like me, have opted not to redo our driveways. We've told them, no way, we're not paying for their job. This is another one of those sinkholes where it's just all dirt. I haven't filled this one in. I guess they're just going to go over top of it like everything else. And here, it looks like they've come down this way with their asphalt and stuff. There's another driveway too that's really bad. And you can see just how bad this really is. I mean, it's unbelievable that a company would come in here and actually. You can see here. This is that underlayer. That's how bad it is. It just breaks up. And this is what they're going to pave over top of. And they expect this driveway to last, right? Unbelievable. Here's another place too. No asphalt. This must be one of the driveways they did last winter when they were charging people $1,500 to do their driveway. And what a joke. This is another corner where they've had issues. They filled in with asphalt and called it good. And over there, same thing. And this is, like I say, this is just so unacceptable. Why our management would even allow such a job to be done like this, I don't know. This is puzzling. Surprising they haven't sunk down more in this corner since it's so broken up and there's so much dirt. You can see a little bit of the old ABs down, but like I say, this is just unbelievable. And this is something that Christine approves. She thinks this is a great job. And now you can see more water where they just no water drainage. And those of you who don't know how Phoenix, Arizona can be when it rains, especially during monsoon season, we get a lot of rain and stuff. And when water don't drain like it should, we have issues. This is the new section that they've done today, which goes over to E Street. More of the same here. This has only got a few roller marks in it and a little bit of a seam. And both sides were paved today. But once again, you can still see some of the marks. And when we get to F Street, I'm sorry, this is F Street here. And you can see now this is where old and new met together. So that F Street's over to my left, this is E Street to our right. Now you can see how the water is pooling up. And once again, you can see where the seams are. They have done nothing to make it look nice, look normal. And here again too, you can see all the roller marks. You can see how bad the mat is there. That's where water is supposed to drain to. All down the street with the same issue. On the right side is stuff I did 2 months, 2.5 months ago. And on your left is the new stuff. You'll walk down here one more street before I call this, put it into this video. You can see here on the fresh asphalt, you can see how it's tore. Left roller marks in it. You can see the seam. More of the same thing all over. Over here, this is what's going to be a real hazard for people with scooters, with disabilities and stuff. You've got a 1-inch rise higher of the asphalt than the sidewalk to here. And this was the issue before they ever paved this, was this having this kind of a height there because of people with disabilities in this part. And this is a senior community, and there's a lot of people here who do have disabilities and stuff. And this is just not acceptable. This is really a hazard. Just go around the corner. Just go around the corner. Yeah. I'm videotaping what they've done, how bad it is.
I know, it's horrible.
Yeah. More standing water. This is another one where they did 2 months ago, and then now put the other part down. You can see there where this water is retaining there. All along here, same thing. It's actually higher on this side than the other side in places. Got more water standing in the middle. we go again with the asphalt higher than the sidewalks. This is not quite as bad as some of it has been. But nonetheless, if you got a disability or trouble walking and stuff, this is a possibility for somebody getting hurt. And like I said, this place does not care at all about the residents, and that's very evident if you live here. There is nothing in this mobile home park that is at all set up for people with disabilities. Laundry rooms, everything. Now you can see here how much higher this asphalt is. It's a good quarter of an inch higher in places, half an inch in places. Same thing here, higher than the sidewalk. And a lot of this is because of these people, like I say, they did not do anything with the underlayer, so it's all been just thrown on here however it goes down. Whatever they set the lay-down machine at is what they get. And no matter if you got holes and stuff like that in your underlip, on your under part of the asphalt here, you're going to have the same issues. So you're going to get dips and holes and stuff, or you get higher places, you're going to have higher asphalt, or very thin asphalt even possibly. But you can see all along here, same issue. And let's say, this is just so crazy how they get, how this is acceptable. The maintenance guy just went by me. He's probably wondering what I'm doing with videotaping this. Well, he's another one named Dana. Who don't give a crap about anybody in this park. Don't care at all. He's basically Christine's right-hand man and will do whatever she asks or whatever. And here, once again, same thing. Too high. Not as bad as some of the places, but still too high. And you can see here, now this is almost an inch higher here on this than the old stuff. And as I said earlier, when they ran the rollers over this, they were just it was quick, real fast how they did it. They just came through real fast. One time with the big roller, a couple times with the little one, just left it and called it satisfactory. You know, it's just ridiculous how that this can be an acceptable job, and how our managers can even accept this job. And I would be willing to say that people crossing the street with disabilities, have trouble walking or whatever, are going to have some issues here in places. Here, now you can see here how this is really bad. There's almost, I would say, a good inch of water sitting there. And you can see just how bad this is. This is just this was what they did the last time, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, whatever it was. And you can see there's potholes. We got holes, sinkholes here where the water's going to sit. This is where the old and new met. They did today and stuff. This is how much water is sitting in here. Great for making mosquitoes, I guess. And like I said, this is all acceptable to the office. This is a perfectly good job. I know if I was managing this place or I owned this place, I'd be having this company come in here and redo this and do it right. This is one of our laundry rooms here. Once again, higher asphalt than a spot higher and stuff. And like I say, people with disabilities are going to have problems. We do have some people here with scooters that just are small enough and they can't handle this kind of a thing. Like here, how high up this is on this. This is way too high again. And these are where these two sections here were done today. Once again, you can see all the roller marks, how the difference even in the height. Good quarter of an inch in height difference between the two. Some places are pretty close, but once again, you know, poor job. And this was all new today. Take it over here again, once again, same thing. Way too high on the sidewalk, or people are going to have problems with tripping. This is over by our maintenance yard, laundry room area. Not too far from the officer gate. And this was all done today. And you can still see down the middle. Some places aren't too bad, but then you get up here again. And once again, you get the same thing. You can see all the rocks they left in the mat when they rolled it and stuff. It really goes to show they did not care one bit of how they did this road. Not one bit. This is just horrible, horrible, horrible. You see here too, way too many rocks in the asphalt. All through here. More of the roller marks. How bad they did. I mean, like I said, I cannot even believe anybody would even accept this kind of a job. And this is what our rental crease is about. Here on the edge, all rock. And this was all stuff that was just done today. Last time, 2 months ago, they took up the utilities over here. I hate to even see how the hell they're going to put those up, as bad a job as this is. Once again, too high in the middle here where the two seams meet. And these two sections are both paved today, which means this asphalt should have been hot enough that they should be able to join the seams without very little, nothing. Shouldn't really be able to see it. Like, I used to do this stuff, and then we did a pretty good job to make sure that here you got too many rocks in here again, all through here. Too many rocks. You can see here on the mat here, it's just all same thing. Too high in places. Just left piles of old asphalt, scrap asphalt, I should say. And now I had a complete circle of the place. And then once again, this is where the old and new meet. And even on the old stuff, you can see, and when I did 2 months ago, the difference is too high there in places. You can see right here how bad this is. And no care, not one bit of care. And this is by my place here. And this whole street, once again, got places just like this. Too high in places, you can see the seams, you see the roller marks, there's big dips. And this is one area here where they dumped 4 truckloads of asphalt into the hole 2 months ago to fill in this corner, because this corner was sinking so bad. And once again, you can see here too high on the edges. You can see the quality of their work. This is MR Tanner paving at its finest. I never heard of this company before until they started here 2.5 months ago, whatever it was. And I'll tell you what, this is any sign of their kind of work that they do, they shouldn't be in business. They should be just shut down. And with this, I'm going to end this video. And hopefully people will watch this and understand that this is a company that you do not want paving your roads or parking lots or probably anything else. Unless you want a really piss poor job done that you don't care about if it lasts 2 months or not. And then for those two who are thinking about moving to LongHaven Estates in Phoenix here, you may want to think twice. His management thinks that this is a A-OK, perfectly good job. Even though they lied to us saying that they quit working for 2 months because of the rain. It hasn't rained enough here in the past 3 months to amount to anything. Maybe enough to get the dirt wet, but not enough to make any trucks sink in the ground like these guys were. This is just all bad road and bad company work. This is by my house. Hi, Dave.
I wonder if you'd see that